Welcome into Rockets Today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and on today's show, JJ Reddick talked to the media today, and let's just say he seemed a little upset. He did not give the Lakers and Laker fans a lot of hope going into their round one series up against the Houston Rockets. I'll tell you exactly what he had to say around his two stars and their injury updates. Not looking good if you are a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers. But before I get into today's program, I want to know, obviously, we've talked about Luka Doncic. We've talked about Austin Reaves. Most likely, Austin Reaves going to be out for the series. Luka Doncic, still kind of up in the air, but I don't know after what JJ Reddick had to say today. I want to know from you, though, Rockets fans, how confident are you in the Rockets up against the Lakers? Scale it 1 to 10. 1, no confidence. You think the Rockets are going to get swept. 10, you think the Rockets are going to absolutely run through the Los Angeles Lakers, and you think that they are going to sweep them? Let me know down below in the comment section. Scale it 1 to 10, your confidence level for the Houston Rockets up against the LA Lakers. Because JJ Reddick, when asked about Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic, had this to say. Look, they're out indefinitely. I'm not going to have an update for you this week. Not going to have an update for us this week? That is a massive change of tone from what Mark Stein and other people were reporting specifically around Luka Doncic. Now, Shams Charania already came out and said that Austin Reaves more than likely was going to miss this series. He would not play in the playoffs unless the Lakers advanced into round 2. Then he would probably get reevaluated at that point for a grade 2 oblique strain. Luka Doncic, on the other hand, he's currently in Madrid, and according to reports, he was supposed to come back to the team facilities on Friday to get reevaluated. Now JJ Reddick is saying he's not going to know anything until next week. So does that mean it's going to be delayed? Luka's not going to be coming back to the States until next week? Or is he just saying they're not even going to test it for the first couple games of this series? Either way, not looking good for the Los Angeles Lakers. Currently, with these two guys out, this is what their starting unit would look like if, for game one. I'm guessing this is what they'll probably roll out for their starting five. Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, DeAndre Ayton, and of course, LeBron James leading the way. But, you see the points per game right there. Not a lot of guys who got a ton of starting minutes for the Lakers this year, and not a lot of scoring power, especially when you take out Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic, two of the top 3 scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers this season. A stark contrast when you look at the Lakers starters to the starting 5 for the Houston Rockets. Now, obviously, Reed Sheppard, he's been a big question mark in the starting lineup throughout the entire year. He's been off again, on again in the starting lineup. But you have the 4 mainstays, really, Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, Alperen Sengun, and Kevin Durant. And, they've kind of mixed in Reed Sheppard, Tari Eason, Josh Okogie has started a little bit. But, I very well like the chances of the Houston Rockets, especially with their starting 5 going up against this Lakers starting 5. Now, Brado, I think, him and Will, Bias Houston, those two guys are two of the top whenever it comes to Rockets Twitter. Really want to be able to work with them someday, get them on the show. But I agree with Brado, right? Like, dead serious. There's no reason why the Rockets should not close this series out in 5. With all the Lakers' injuries, with everything going on, I mean, hell, Bronny James, Drew Timme is getting minutes right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. So there is no legitimate reason why the Houston Rockets can't get this series done in 5, maybe 6 games up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Rockets, they truly have a golden opportunity right now to get out of round 1 and get some rest before they face someone in round 2. Because out of all the round 1 matchups, besides probably the Thunder and whoever they face coming out of the play-in as the 8 seed, probably the Spurs as well. But you look at the Nuggets up against the Timberwolves, that's going to be a knockout, drag-out series. Depending on who gets the 7 seed, they could maybe push the Spurs 5 or 6 games. If it's, the Suns, I don't know, maybe. You never know. But I think right now, with how it stands, the Rockets and the Thunder should have the easiest time getting out of round 1. And that means the Rockets, they have to take advantage of it. They can't play with their food. They can't, mess around and, give up a game up against the Lakers in a crunch time where they, give up, I don't know, a 13-point lead in overtime like they did up against the Minnesota Timberwolves last month. So you just can't let those things happen. So I think when you look at this round one series, obviously the Lakers have home court advantage. So game one this Saturday, 7:30 Central Time. Of course, I'll be live here on the channel. The Rockets need to come out strong, and they need to take it to the Lakers in game one of this series. You know, LeBron James, even though he's getting up there in age, he's still LeBron James. So he is going to pull out all the stops. I would expect him to, more than likely come out swinging. You'll see probably a 30-point game from LeBron James. He's going to get his, right? Even at his age, he is still one of the best players, if not the best player in NBA history. You can't let, Luke Kennard get hot from three. You can't let Laravia get hot from three. And you can't let DeAndre Ayton control the rebounding, control the boards on the offensive side. And, really, you got to lock up, right? I don't know if you'll have Amen Thompson on LeBron James, but either way, the Rockets, they need to take care of business, and they have a golden opportunity in round one up against the Lakers. All right, that's all I have for you on today's show, folks. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do so at Jeremy Chuggs. My DMs are always open. And if you made it to the end of today's show, hit that subscribe button for free Rockets content all year long. You know I got you covered here on Rockets Today with everything you need to know around the Houston Rockets.